How's it going, everybody? Connor here with Caliber Whips, and today we're here with a video on how to splice two pieces of braided parachute cord. Now, you may have seen this done on other whips that I've made in the past, and it is actually not as complicated as it looks. It's actually quite simple. It's actually a very similar route to how you braid these cords to begin with. So if you haven't seen this video on how to braid parachute cord, I highly recommend checking it out. I'll put a link for that in the description box down below. However, with that being said, assuming you have two pieces of braided cord, let me show you how to splice them together. So to do this, what you basically want to do is pull everything as tight as humanly possible on both sides, okay? And you want to make sure it's as even as possible. So you may have to unwind a few threads, but that looks about even. So what you're going to now want to do is have both sides. I'm working with even numbered strands. So for example, this is made up of 6 strands of cord. This works with 5, this works with 6, this works with any even or odd number of strands. The only thing you need to worry about is the top strands here. So for example, these would be considered the top strands. Why is this important? Because this is what's going to set our foundation for braiding. So if you notice right here, this strand goes under another strand right here. See this? And this strand goes over. What you're going to want to do is do the opposite. So this strand is over this strand right here. It's going to go under now, just like that. And now you're going to want to alternate that pattern with the next strand. So instead of going over, it's going to go under, and instead of under, it's going to go over. Okay? Same goes with the next strand. This strand here went over this strand here on the left side. So instead of going over, it's going to go under and basically alternate to what the previous red strand has done. And you're going to want to do this for the remainder of the cords. I only have 3 on this side, so that's pretty much it. Now, if you notice, you now have one giant braid that you're going to be working with. So we now upped our strand count from 6 to 12, right? So each one was 6, now we have 12 strands to work with. So on the opposite side here, this strand is going this way. We're now going to take this right here and go over, just like that. We're going to want to pull this tight, take this strand here, and go over, under, over. And we're just going to keep on doing this until we're either ready to split it off or break it off into another section. So for example, let's say we wanted to continue this pattern, right? So if you guys have seen that video on how to braid parachute cord, you're pretty much set. You can now continue braiding like business as usual, okay? However, let's say you want to break that up. Let's say you want to now work with 6 strands on each side and continue this pattern. So what we're going to do here, take a hemostat, work with this cord here. We're now going to start braiding like we have 2 individual strands. So I showed you how to splice them, now I'm going to show you how to unsplice the braids. So if you notice, we now have 3, just like that. We have 3 here, 3 here. You're going to want to continue doing the opposite of what they previously did. So if they all were either under or over, you're going to want to do the opposite of that. So if you notice, you're going to want to pull tightly here. Right, so now we have this. We're going to go under here. This last one on top is going to go over, under, over. If this is your first time watching how to braid parachute cord, it may be kind of confusing. So again, I highly recommend checking out that video down below in the description because I really break down the introduction to braiding parachute cord. It's not super hard, but there is kind of a little trick you kind of need to get a hold of. So now we're going to do the same side. So again, in case you missed it, now I can take this hemostat off. Okay, we're going to start at the center. This strand went over and this strand is going under. Do you guys see that? Over and under. Okay, so it's going to do the opposite. Okay. And then it goes across just like that. This strand here does that. I know I just say it does that, but it quite literally does, in the sense that this strand is going over. It's now going to be going under. Okay, and then notice how this strand on top is going that way. We're going to take, we want a strand going this way, so we take this strand here, bring it under, and then over. And then just alternate sides, going under or over based on what the previous strand did, basically doing the exact opposite. Making sure you pull tightly. And there we have it. We now have two pieces of braid that were spliced into one section, and now we have them unspliced. So I hope that video was helpful for you guys. If you have any more questions or comments, just drop them in the comment section down below. And also let me know if you have any other videos you want to see as well. I'm definitely super busy working on other things right now, what with school and all that good stuff. So with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video.